In this video, I'm going to show you how to create summary statistics for a dataset, as well as creating a relative frequency histogram and a box plot. Before we start, let's take a look at a dataset we are using for today. Here we have a list of schools, and we have the cost of attending to school, and we have the rate of return of investment in terms of the student future earnings. And we also have the graduation rate for each school. Today we'll basically create a summary statistics for the ROI variable, and we'll also generate the relative frequency histogram and the box plot for this same variable. So to start, we will go to Launchpad and open R program. And you can see the R console popped up. So this will be the general interface, R interface, where we will type in the code here, and the results will be also shown in this interface. The first thing that we do for any kind of data analysis is to set up the working directory. The working directory is a folder where we save all the files. And if you go to the top menu bar, click on MISC, and then change working directory, then you can set up any folder as a working directory here. Here I'm using users, classroom, and downloads. This is also the folder where we will save the original data set. And you can see the dataset 2243 is already here in this folder. And if we happen to create or generate any files through the data analysis process, all those files will be automatically saved by R in this folder as well. So if we click open, then the folder should be already set up. To double check this, we can type in get wd and a pair of parentheses, then hit enter. You can see this folder is already set up as a working directory. The next thing we do for any kind of analysis is to open the command editor. So if you click File, open a new document, you can see there's a window that looks like a text editor. So this is what we call the command editor. We can type in any command and have a list of all the commands that we typed in. This is useful because whenever we are troubleshooting any error in our command, we can go back to this single document and take a look at all the codes. So for example, I can type in get wd here, and I'm trying to run this line, I just need to copy this line into the console and paste it, and then hit enter. Then you can see we get the same results. Okay, so that's the command editor. Because I already wrote all the commands that we will use for today, so I'm just closing this and open the old document. And the document is called 2243. So click open, and you can see I have all the codes here. The first thing that we do for today is to import data. Here, this line is what we do. We create a data set called school, so we can give any name to the data set we're using. It can be like moon, it can be mountain, any name you want to name the data set. And here we are defining, so the arrow sign is a definition sign. So we are creating this object called school, and the object basically the CSV file. It's a dataset file, and we are asking R to read the CSV file which has a name 2243. And here we have header equals true. Basically, this means we are saying the first row of the dataset is a variable name. It's the header. So if header is false, that means we don't have a variable name in the dataset. You can see clearly, so we have the variable name in our dataset. So this equals to true. And if we copy this line to the console and hit enter, you can see nothing actually happens. But if we type in the school, which is the file name, and hit enter, you can see R shows all the numbers in the dataset. That means we already successfully imported the data. The first thing that we do with this dataset is to get the summary statistics of the ROI variable. This is straightforward. So if you look at this line of code, we have summary. So this is a summary statistics function. And inside the parentheses, we just need to specify the variable for which we want to create the summary statistics. So we have the school $ROI. This means we are using the ROI variable inside the school dataset. And if we copy this line of code and paste it, now you can see we get the summary statistics: the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the mean, the third quartile, and the maximum. And we can get similar things using the quantile function, and it will give us pretty much the same thing. And the next thing that we do is to create a relative frequency histogram. To do this, we need to install a package called Histogram tools. To do this, we just need to type in install packages and specify the package name inside the parentheses with a quotation mark. And if we copy this and paste it to the R console, then a new window will pop up. Basically, this is asking us to choose a server where we want to download the package. Basically, we want to download within our same country, so we choose USA, Oregon, and click on OK. And R will install the package automatically. Now you can see the package is installed. To use this package, we have to use the library function. So we are asking R to retrieve the histogram tools library. And we can copy this to the console and hit enter. So now the package is ready for use. To plot a relative frequency histogram, it's easy. So you can see plot relative frequency, and inside the parentheses we are specifying to create a histogram of the ROI variable. And copy and paste. Hit enter. Now you can see we have the histogram of the variable. One thing that we notice is the y-axis. So one of the bar actually exceed the highest number of the y-axis. We generally don't want to see this, so we want to increase the y-axis by one more unit. To do this, we can use the ylem function. So again, we'll replot the graph, but here we will specify the limits of the y-axis. You can see ylem means y limit, y-axis limit equals to a combination. So C means combination, so we're combining two numbers. One is the lower limit here, that's 0, and the other is the upper limit. So originally it's 0.3, but we want to make it a little bit higher, so that's 0.4. So if we replot the frequency histogram, and you can see now the axis is increased by one more unit. So that looks nice. And to make it more straightforward, we can also plot the mean and the median line inside the graph. So to do this, we can just use the AB line function in R. So here AB line means we are adding a line to the existing histogram. And inside the parentheses, we specify what kind of line we want to add. So V here means we are adding a vertical line. So adding a vertical line here around the mean. And the value, so after the equal sign, we specify where the vertical line we want to place. So the position will equal to the mean of this variable. And here we have LTY equals 2. So this means we are specifying the line type. In R, we actually have a few type of line we can use. So here are the types. So we can have a solid line, we have a dashed line, dot dash line, long dash, and two dash. So that's all the line types. Here I specified LTY equals 2, so that's a dashed line. And we can also specify the color of the line. Here I use blue. And if we copy this line and paste that in the console, and you can see now a line is added, a dashed line is added to the graph. And we can also make this more clear by specifying what kind of line is this. So this is the mean. We are plotting the mean here. So we can add another layer of text. So text, the two numbers basically specifies the position of the text we want to add. We have 4.4, so the x coordinate is around 4 here, and the y coordinate is around 0.4, so that's around at the top here. So we are saying that we are adding a text mean here around this area. And then the color of the text is blue. So if you copy this line and run it, then you can see we have a mean showing up here. And we can also create a median line by using the same command. And now you can see a red line is created here because the mean and the median is very close. So the two lines are almost overlapping with each other. And we can also add the text median near the line. So now you can see we have the median showing up here. And the position is 6.5 and 0.4. So that's about here, 6.5 and 0.4. So that's this area. And to save this image, basically we can just use the device copy, dev copy. Basically this is saving the graphic device. We call any graph in R a device, a graphic device. So we are copying this device, this graphic device, as a PNG format. And then we specify the name of the file we want to save as. So we are saving this picture or this image as a histogram PNG file. And this file will be automatically saved in the working directory. So we can copy this to R. And then we have to specify the device off. So we are closing this, saving image. And if you go to your working directory, click Downloads, now you can see a PNG file is already saved here. So that's the histogram. If you double click it, you can see that's exactly the graph we just created, the histogram of school ROI. And the last thing that we want to create is a box plot. This is very simple, so we can just use a box plot function in R. So box plot and specify the variable name, which is data. It should be school $ROI, and then here we have a main equal to ROI. Basically, this is specifying the title of the graph. So if you copy this to the R console, and you can see now we have a new graph showing up here, which is the ROI, and that's the title. And we have a box plot of the variable. And we can also save this box plot as an image called boxplot.png. Hit enter and close the graphic device so that this image can be successfully saved. And then if you go to your working directory folder, then you can see the box plot already saved there. And you can copy this image to any document you are using, to any Word document or any editor document. Okay, so this is the video, and I hope you learned how to create the summary statistics and the frequency table, frequency histogram, and the box plot. Thanks for watching.